And we are off.
And they're like streaming. There we go. And they're off. And we have Zaen starting in the house and Xirtanul in the sanctuary, just getting arrow capacity and a bomb capacity upgrade.
Zayn doing the same thing he's been doing all games, heading to the escape first.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Xirtanul's going to do the same thing that he's done every time. And you know what? He's made it this far. Why would you stop doing something that's been working out for you? He will go hula hands and get some money here.
One last hula hand for the secondary tournament.
Yeah, one more for Xirtanul. And, you know, will his very unique route pay off? Or will the traditional routing of Zaen be the route that pays off at the start? We will see.
Meanwhile, Zayn getting nothing in the escape, saving quitting back out, probably to the sanctuary.
Yeah, and Xirtanul getting 210 rupees for their efforts, and now they're going to head down over and see what the Lake Hylia item is, fall down, and then head down south. They do continue to follow their traditional routing. It's very unique to them. Let's see what...
Oh, the ice rod!
Woo!
Alright, so if Trinex winds up being required, that is a necessary item, meaning we're going to need flippers at some point.
Yeah, and that is...
Or at least a fake flipper.
Yeah, and that's nice information for Xirtanul. Obviously, long ways away from being able to get that item, but he knows where that ice rod is, and with how trolly that could be, that's going to be some nice information to have nice and early.
Crab not providing any bombs this time.
No, crabs and the tree poles not really yielding anything too exciting, so won't be seeing them going after those too much.
Oh, just a piece of heart in Agonim's cave. Also known as the Lumberjack Cave by people who aren't me.
Yeah, you got the lumberjacks blocking it off, which is where that comes from. But, you know, it's Agonim's cave because you need to go to Agonim because it is, Agonim's required to be able to access it.
Oh, and a sword in the dam.
All right, first sword, less than 2.5 minutes in, and that's a nice place for Xirtanul to find it.
And the Ether Medallion. This is a pretty active seed so far. A relatively active seed.
Yeah, and that Ether Medallion, we have no idea yet if that will be a required medallion, but it's kind of nice getting those medallions early, and then you don't have to worry about whether or not you're going to need it for Turtle Rock or Misery Mire.
Gotta point out this good joke from the chat. They got a damn sword.
They got a damn sword. And Xirtanul's still using the bomb strats because, well, it can be a little bit more effective to get them. And yeah, he gets a nice little bomb drop from one of the Moldorms for his efforts.
Mini Moldorm Cave gets the mirror. That's a big item. You can go straight up to Hera now if you are willing to brave a dark room.
I would still need the gloves.
Oh, you still need the gloves.
To do that. But that is a nice early mirror fight.
Oh, and the hook shot in Blind's house. Won't be waiting for that on Moldorm anymore.
Yeah, those silly pesky desert land mollas won't be holding them anymore.
That's what I meant, land mola.
Yeah, I knew what you meant. And it looks like Xirtanul's now going to make their way to the front of Escape, and it'll be interesting to see if they decide and actually go through the whole front. Now that they have that sword, it definitely makes it much more reasonable at this point.
This is a really fun early divergence between these two runners.
Yeah, we're having all sorts of different items found right now, and of course, these are item locations that both runners will eventually make it to. It's not like it's a crazy gamble. It's just early divergence that could change decisions on how they decide to route the rest of the seed.
I still kind of like what Xirtanul does. If you wind up not getting items to get into Dark World before you have to go to Kakariko Village, and you get a mirror, hey, that's two birds with one stone.
Agreed. As we get the flippers from Zaen in the well chests, so that's nice. That's one thing that Zaen will have an advantage for with their route. They'll be able to go and check all of Zora and everything before and not have to go back down that area in one go, assuming they get enough money.
Xirtanul heading down to the castle basement. Getting a bottle, so that's another reason why you might not want to do Kakariko early. You get a bottle before you get there. You can check that space, the sick kid.
Yeah, that is a nice place to find a bottle since Xirtanul has not been to the village yet, as Zaen has to buy some bombs, was not able to get any more in there in Kakariko.
Ooh, and the Moon Pearl.
Oh my goodness. Wow, okay, so we're getting some nice early items. Still nothing that's gonna help progress with them individually, but some nice early items.
Saying go check the borders. Oh, nothing, just but a little bit of love.
Nothing exciting inside the library, and will the race game have anything important? Another thing Xirtanul does tend to do. They
Oh,
go
it's a sword.
straight for it. Oh,
You do want to go get that? You have no sword. Yep.
yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely want that. And so that will be Xirtanul's Master Sword when they make their way around, unless they do find another one, which it does not look like they will. So that'll be early Master Sword for both runners.
At one point, when I was looking away, Zaen got the flippers.
Yeah, that was in the well in Kakariko. So
Right.
that's nice early, man, some early items.
Early movement items.
Yeah, indeed.
What they both wouldn't give for some gloves at this point.
Yeah, that's kind of a big item we're missing on some progression. Zaen is now going to make their way into the south of Hyrule, as Xirtanul is going to be following Zane's footpath into Kakariko, as well as this the Forest Grove. And we'll be getting some items that we've already seen, so both runners will be getting the other runners' items shortly.
Zaen might want to consider doing a hula hand soon because with the water being available, the flippers being available, you can check a lot of items all at once if you have enough rupees to go to Zora's.
Yeah, that, and they have not gotten very
Close.
many drops in rupees, so they definitely could use some hula hands if that's what they're looking at.
Aghanim still very much in play. No gloves yet. There's that damn sword.
And with that sword, if we get the lamp, which would be the final item for a possible Aga tower, that would be a pretty large indicator that would be required with the items that we currently have in our inventories.
Xirtanul check the Ice Rock Cave?
He did not. No.
No.
Per his usual routing, unless he gets like boots or something, he rarely ever goes over to Ice Rock Cave with his early South Hyrule check. So I find it kind of funny. In the first game, the hammer was the final item that really trolled our runners. In the second game, they got that relatively early. In the second game, the hook shot was the one that trolled our runners, and we got the hook shot super early in this game. So the item that trolled our runners in the previous game has been found extremely early. Now that leads to the question: what will be the trolley item in this seed?
It sure seems like gloves right now.
So Titan's Mitts will be the go mode item, you think?
Titan's Mitts? Yeah, because they're not gonna be able to get an eternal rock around them. So, or
man, that would be interesting.
Or misery. Still haven't gotten a world map check either.
Nope, not yet. We don't know.
The Ice Rock Cave.
And we don't know what dungeons we have in the light world yet, and we will be getting our first sick kid check very shortly by Xirtanul right here.
It is the blue mail, which is a nice to have item, but not a necessary one.
Yeah, that's definitely not something that you're wanting super early, but at the same time, it's not too bad. And they do have 6 hearts, so It's not as beneficial if you were still sitting at 3 or 4, but with 6 hearts, it's nice to have.
I think Zane's gonna check out Szechuan's closet. And I would guess he would go venture into Eastern at that point.
Yeah, not many options left for Zaen at this point. They have not. Did they not get their bottle? Oh yeah, that was in the front of Escape. That's where the bottle was.
Oh, and the hammer!
All right then.
Back in Chiracha's closet.
Yeah, and there's Zane's first bottle, so that'll give them access to Sick Kid now if they never make their way into front of Escape, as we get a check with Crystal 6 in Eastern.
3 Light World crystals. Now you're hoping that your pendants are on things like Turtle Rock and Ice Palace.
Yeah, that would be very nice. So Xirtanul going straight for the race game, and it pays off pretty good this time. Gets the Master Sword. That just saves a few extra seconds, not checking it and then having to go back around.
That also completely eliminates Aghanim.
Yes. No, we still need gloves. We still need gloves.
Oh, that's right. Nope, we still need gloves to get to Dark World. You're right.
Those pesky gloves, man, they're getting you right now. Usually you get power gloves really early, so
yeah,
it's just great gloves. It's just kind of one of those things where you just think, oh yeah, I have gloves already. Like it's just natural. Like you get them so early usually. Alright, so as Zaen is going in through Eastern and Xirtanul is following right behind, will be picking up their hammer. Both runners probably pretty happy to see the hammer and hookshot really early after their previous 2 games.
Still waiting on the bow, the gloves, the flute.
Fire rod, lamp. Yeah, that was
a lot of that we had. It's still pretty stingy.
Yeah, it really has been pretty stingy, though it did give, again, that hammer and hookshot pretty early. Other than that, as the mirror is nice. And Moon Pearl, of course.
We still have our flipping locations. We still have Agina's Cave before they're going to go into Aghanim.
Yeah, it's still a few checks. I think at this point, if you don't find... Ooh, Bombo's nice. If you don't find gloves and you get lamp, I think you go for Aghanim. I think it's telling you if all you got left is Agina's Cave to check and you have lamp, I think you go to Aghanim at that point.
I think so too. With no lamp, you're, as our previous commentary mentioned, if you have no lamp and you're in Aghanim and you don't know that like the hammer is on the Lumberjack Cave, you're in the wrong place.
Yeah, the only thing at this point that would stop them from going into Aghanim would be if they get power gloves. So we will, at this point though, on Zaen's side, the lamp is not the item they'll be finding, so
nope.
Unless it's in Agina's Cave, that is not an item we're going to be getting. So I think Aghanim might be realistically eliminated.
But lamp could very well be in Agina's Cave.
Indeed it can.
This definitely won't be the lamp because it's behind a dark room. This actually will certainly be a big key.
Correct. Which will lead an item or a map, I believe, in the big chest.
Correct, but it will not be the lamp.
Nope, it cannot be the lamp because you need a dark room, dark world. Dark room, I said it right the first time. Dark world. I'm just going to stop.
You need to go through a dark room to get to it, which is not in the logic.
Thank you.
And just a little bit of love.
All right, so Agina's Cave and Zora. We have Zora. I did forget about Zora area, so we do have that still.
I think Zaen is going to go to the castle, which he has not done.
Correct.
Remember, he just said escaped and left.
Yep, they will get their second bottle, and which is a fairy, and I think that was obviously, as far as progression, that was it. Do not remember. I think it was a map was one of the other items.
I would not be even a little bit surprised if Zaen did the full dark room and went all the way through.
That wouldn't be a bad idea. I mean, if you're comfortable with that dark room, that could be a huge play. Whether, like, obviously, it could be the second glove in that area.
Could be the first glove.
For him, it would be the first glove. Logically, it would be the second glove. Unless we get a lamp, of course. Xirtanul almost dying trying to get
problem. Yeah.
Final chest. Oh my goodness. Barely gets it.
He does have a fairy.
Does have a fairy, but you don't want to use a fairy in this situation. That would be a really, really tough fairy to have to use right there.
What is the prize for winning this tournament? That is a good question. I know the top 4 get are automatically entered into the main tournament for spring.
And they also get their name placed in the game somewhere. The winner gets their name placed in
of the secondary?
I'm pretty sure as well, yes.
Okay.
And then, of course, bragging rights saying you won your tournament, which is, it's always nice.
I'm only asking because VTorp is asking, do they?
Maybe I'm wrong then. That's what I thought I had read somewhere, but I could have, misread it.
Yes, that was the ice ride on the island. Everyone asking in chat.
And Zaen is indeed going into the dark rooms. That's what you predicted that, and he indeed is heading in.
To clarify, there was nothing specifically announced yet. Finals. While they're going to the dark room, take this moment to say the finals of the main tournament will be wrapping up tomorrow.
Yeah, it's between Krensoon and AJ Neb.
I believe AJ Neb has a 1-0 lead at this moment.
Yeah, and then the third place match.
Arrows.
Oh. So no key will prevent Zaen from being able to head into the rest of the escape, but they are going for Aghanim.
Yeah, this is a little curious because they have a lot of chests that they're leaving on the table for the warder.
Yeah, but again, I feel like the seed is really been pointing him that way. But again, there's no lamp, so they're gonna be doing Aghanim Tower in the dark. Never mind, they changed their mind.
Yeah, they realize that there's no lamp.
Yeah, it's not something you do very often. Darkroom Aga Tower, and also, why would you do Darkroom Aga Tower? Because you need lamp for it to be required. If you don't have lamp, Aga is not required, and you want to avoid Aghanim Tower as much as possible.
And the book and a validation rupee in the the new waterfall is what I call it.
All right, so book opens up desert for us, but we still don't have a way to finish the boss with missing both the gloves and the fire source.
And there was nothing of value on the ledge, and Xirtanul did not have the money for Zora. So I think he's gonna go on to Desert Palace, which is a crystal.
Yeah, and now that they have the book until, that makes the Aghanim check, the Agina's Cave check, that much better. So this actually worked out really well in Xirtanul's favor. Alright, so Zaen is now going to follow suit and head their way towards Hobo, and they get their information that the ice rod is on Lake Hylia Island, and excuse me, they're not going to Hobo, they're going straight for Zora area.
Yeah, it doesn't make a very big difference what order you do that in. Certainly going to check out Agina's Cave.
Alright, we will see if this is lamp. We still have access to Desert Palace, but the lamp would also...
Oh, and the flute is in Agina's Cave. That changes things greatly.
That opens up Death Mountain at this point, which opens up Tower of Hera.
Yep.
That is definitely a very nice find. And Zaen, I'm sure, will be heading their way shortly. They went to the house, so imagine that's exactly where they're heading now.
Now, do you go to Death Mountain now, or do you try to at least walk into Desert Palace? Xirtanul is doing.
I would go to Desert Palace. The chances of finding 2 required items to finish the dungeon are pretty low, but getting the knowledge of whether or not boots are going to be required, as well as the possible getting 2 items, I think it's the right play. And you're already in the desert area after having gotten the flute from Aegis. You definitely stick it out.
I think just because I had the book, it would feel like the seed is telling me to go in here. We're gonna find out right now whether this was a good play or not. Oh, and that is the end of Desert Palace.
Well, that was a quick desert. Quick desert check, but that lets you know exactly where you need to go next, and it's kind of knowledge is so important in a randomizer.
Zaen getting his flute.
And it looks like they are going to have the same decision and check the desert, find that it's boot locked with a piece of heart, and will quickly leave.
Xirtanul's going to get play the Swag Duck anthem.
And this is our second to last Swag Duck anthem of the secondary tournament, folks. Second to last one. We'll have one more from Zaen shortly. I don't know what audio we have on now, but we're almost done with secondary tournaments. Swag Duck.
Xirtanul, as we predicted, heading straight up to Death Mountain. And we'll brave the dark room to get the old man.
Man, this is one of the easier dark rooms. Once you've done it a couple times, it's pretty simple and basic. As long as you don't fall down that one hole, you avoid that. It's pretty straightforward in this one. And now, will the old man hold anything of value? I've seen a few times where he holds something important, you get a very, very late lamp. If you try to follow the logic, you could have just delayed something that was really important. Well, we'll see here.
Just 5 rupees.
No value.
Value as a save point.
That's the biggest value from that right there. 5 rupees does not help them. They need a lot more before they're even close to Zora money. So that is definitely a long ways away, but we do have a lot of Death Mountain to check now.
Yes, we're gonna have the 7 chests of East Death Mountain, plus the Spiral Cave, plus the item on top of Spectacle Rock and the item in Spectacle Rock.
Yeah, and then of course Tower of Hera, and with that book we have Ether Tablet access as well.
Very true. Now, there's no fire source for Tower of Hera, so there's a shot of being locked.
That is very true, and that's never fun to have to leave a possible item in that basement. As there we have Zora money for Xirtanul.
That's where all the money was hiding.
Death Mountain. Somebody lost it.
That's where the Hyrule Treasury is.
Yeah. They try to hide it up in the mountain because they know it's hard to get up
there. Ooh,
and
the boots!
Ooh.
What are those?
So, in this instance, it would have been better to go to Death Mountain than Desert for that check, because then you'd been able to do, at this point, at least would have been able to get open the chests inside of the dungeon. May not have been able to make it to the back yet.
Very nice getting the boots right before Spiral Mountain as well.
Oh man, that is one of the most painful rooms in the game if you don't have boots. It is, it's so long.
Very nice bomb jump, by the way, from Xirtanul for the Paradox Cave.
Yeah, very well done. Got that placed very well, and he's going to bypass the Spiral Cave on this go around. Probably get it on after finishing checking Ether Tablet and Tower of Hera, and
Well,
the Ether Tablet holds.
some more money.
Yeah, yep. The mountains holding all the treasury.
So there is a shot that maybe you get both gloves in here. I don't think it's terribly likely.
That would be interesting. 2 gloves inside of Tower of
All right.
Hera, and
Big key here, so you don't need a fire source to complete the dungeon, at least.
yeah, off to a good start in Tower of Hera, getting the big key in that first location. What is this first chest? Oh, not good.
No, there's still a shot that the next two items can still be not in that bottom room. Really well done on the bumper room there.
Yeah, very well done by Xirtanul. Having a really good execution on the early parts of this seed. We're just into it, and they have played 2 games already, so you can kind of wonder if they're going to be getting tired, start making little execution errors. But so far, off to a great start for both of them.
And these guys have been at it since 1 p.m. Pretty much nonstop. Oh, and the silver gloves.
You got half of it right.
Oh, don't even. Oh, okay. That means that either the map or a item will be on Moldworm.
Oh man, they're hoping that it's the item on Moldorm. You never want to do the basement in Hera. Never, even if you have the access to it.
That now officially eliminates Agony.
Indeed, it does.
Three, spin attacks the Master Sword. Spin attacks the Master Sword equaling a Tempered Sword hit, of course.
And very well done for
Xirtanul
Xirtanul.
having a little bit of trouble, but it's alright. Oh, just a burrito.
Oh.
So there is an item that is going to be fire locked.
Item that is fire locked, which I believe happened in their previous game as well. So 2 times in a row, fire locked basement. And Zaen, I think they forgot they have the boots. They've been walking this whole Death Mountain.
Xirtanul going to check out Spectacle Rock. On top of it is just a red rupee. Inside, oh.
I think that was just 3 bombs. It looked like that was a very quick check. Yeah, indeed it was. Watch the restream. It was bombs, and Xirtanul is heading into Spike Cave. That's crazy.
This is brave. He has a fairy.
He's a madman.
But I don't know if this is enough.
I don't. That is crazy.
I don't think this is going to be enough. I stand corrected.
Wow.
It just they're really trying to hide the money from you behind a ton of spikes. So
that's I don't think I've ever seen anybody do that method for Spike Cave, but especially with only 6 hearts, that was impressive.
Apparently, you get a ton of iframes from a fairy. Xirtanul now going to check out the Hype Cave.
And one thing to note, Xirtanul never did check Spiral Cave, so that is, we'll have to see if Zaen does that, and if that is a big item or not. That'll be really interesting to see if it is important.
Cave I've been calling the Cave of Mediocrity. Let's see what it has today. Well, that's a quick medallion, so there's no more medallion locks. But that's about it.
So, besides the fact that you no longer need to worry about another medallion, that was pretty worthless there.
Well, that's why it's called the Cave of Mediocrity.
Indeed. All right, so Xirtanul's going to head through the south of Dark World, and we get our map check, and we have Crystal 5 in Turtle Rock and Green Pendant inside of House of Darkness.
Oh, Turtle Rock is going to be required.
And then our other two pendants were Misery Mire and Ice Palace.
Of note, Zaen finally using the boots.
There we go. They're probably going to be a little bit like, oh my gosh. And kind of somebody pointed out in chat that he probably was so used to bootless from the last game, just got used to not having to deal with them or having to use them.
Oh, no luck in the Grove Cave.
Alright, so unless we get Titan's Mitts from Xirtanul in the dig game, they will have to change direction or save and quit and enter the Dark World through Village of Outcasts and Kakariko.
With the hookshot, you can enter back through the swamp area.
Yeah, they would that would be a big backtrack, though. I feel like that their decision, the best one at this point, would be save and quit at the least, and go to the house and
Yeah, no, they're not going to
that
walk
portal.
back. That's definitely not going to happen.
Yeah, backtracking would be a bad idea.
Oh, okay. Yep, just gonna do what you said. Go straight to Kakariko.
I didn't think about doing it this way, though. It's smart to do it that way with that mirror. Much quicker. Definitely the most efficient way to go about doing it.
Not gonna get in that way though.
So even after remembering that they had boots, Zaen forgets them in the most crucial part and gets the bow! Oh my goodness, that is...
wow, that's gonna put Zaen into the lead.
Oh man, that is big. And
That
they have silver
instantly opens
arrows.
up Eastern. That instantly opens up Palace of Darkness.
Ooh, that is a huge find for Zaen, and Xirtanul again could have gone there when they were in Death Mountain and did not. Oh man.
Let's say rip yet. There's a lot that still has to happen in this game.
There is still a lot available in this heat that can troll Zaen and give Xirtanul a chance to get that bone, make up any time that it may cause him. At this point, it's hard to really say if it's lost him any time, but that's brutal.
Nice hammer dash for Zaen. And the final hype cave for the secondary tournament.
Yes, indeed. We're going to be having a lot of finals, obviously, so we won't call out every single one of them. That would just be too much.
Xirtanul taking the front of Skullwood's check.
And we are getting a Swamp Palace check from Zaen. 33 minutes. We are getting a Swamp Palace check. That is super early.
I don't believe this. They just do the whole Swamp Palace.
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy to do it so early, but I guess logically, Palace of Darkness is not necessarily entirely in sequence, since they still need the lamp for those dark
It
ones.
also is a pendant.
But it is the green pendant, and it's Palace of Darkness. It's always got something in it, right?
Well, this is telling you to go to Swamp Palace early and has 6 chests inside of it.
It's really
worth
not
doing.
a bad play.
We're so used to Swamp being late that it never has useful items, but there's no. But by this logic, it can have a lot of stuff in here.
That is a very good point. And Xirtanul using the bombos to clear all the rooms in that room, or all the enemies in that room. That's a very nice use of the bombos there. That room can be very difficult without Candace and Maria.
I think you full clear this, right? You do the left side this early in the seed, right?
Oh, if you're this early, you're planning on being in here for the whole dungeon. There's no way. There's so many go mode items that they're missing. And actually, really not that many. I mean, Titan's Mitts, what are we missing? Titan's Mitts, Fire Rod, we know where Ice Rod is, and then Lamp and Cane of Burna.
We're gonna get a pedestal check.
Oh man. Alright. Is the final game gonna be a pedestal?
It will not be. That is a bomb storage upgrade.
No pedestal hype for the final match between these three. That's lame.
Chat mentioning pedestal chat is never worth it. I don't agree there. If you know that you need a pedestal and your opponent doesn't, you have a massive advantage.
Yeah, and he was in the area. It's not a bad check. I think, like you said, like having that information, knowing that you have to do the pendants, it just as soon as you have access to a pendant dungeon, you finish it. I mean, granted, you can obviously you have the issue of go mode or not, but you don't have to worry about like okay, there's no items on Helmasaur or on Cold Stare. Do I continue going or not? You know you need to finish it, so that knowledge is very nice to have.
Zaen hitting to his left side check. Meanwhile, Xirtanul just getting a bomb upgrade from the bomb house in the Village of Outcasts.
And so far, neither runner having gotten anything of too much value from their respective decisions. So we will see if Thieves Town is holding out for us, though. It tends to have items, really good items, I should say, not just items. Of course, it has items.
Ooh, and the Titans mitts. So that left side play coming into handy for Zaen.
All right, so the Swamp Palace play a very good
And
decision.
the powder. That gives Zaen a pretty clear lead in my mind.
Yeah, with having the bow as well, that's a very big thing. And Zayn forgetting that
He
they got.
forgot he has the big key.
There we
All right,
go.
he's going back.
As I said, they got it so early. They just kind of forgot that they had it. I think this is the effect of 3 games in a row. They're kind of forgetting little things that they have, and like the boots, the big key there. Little things that you could start confusing with the previous seeds.
Meanwhile, on Xirtanul's screen, Xirtanul getting the Cane of Samaria. I wish Phantom Ryu was here to say his line.
That is always magnificent when that feller is in town to be able to do it, but unfortunately, we do not have him. But that's okay. Still exciting to get the Cane of Samaria. So Xirtanul needing to be extremely cautious, hanging out with that one heart, actually not even a full heart, half a heart, one hit and they're dead. They would rather not take a death, I'm sure.
And the mushroom.
Two fetch quest items inside of Swamp.
I love the powder because it's a really good safety item as well.
Oh, powder is fantastic. It's one of my favorite items in the game because I am a scrub.
Yep, I am too, which is why I'm calling this race and not in it.
Oh, Xirtanul taking a death at the most inopportune time. If he'd at least gotten that chest checked and opened the blight, oh man, that is painful right there. That is a terrible place to die.
Big time loss.
That is a terrible place to die right there.
Everyone in chat is posting F to pay respects.
Yes, indeed. Pay those respects. That's yeah. With already not having that bow, having skipped it in the spiral cave, that's even more time that Xirtanul needs to not lose. It's still obviously not even close to being over yet.
That was a very active Swamp Palace.
Yes, it was. There was a lot of pretty nice items.
Realizing he still needs the item up there. So we're gonna need a fire rod, and soon.
Yeah, I think a fire rod is the only go mode item that we are missing. And the lamp is technically go mode, but I think our runners are comfortable enough doing this game without the lamp,
That's
so we could see a lampless seed.
the doing Meyer. Well, Meyer is just a pendant, so you don't need to do it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting if we ever see lamp and if both of our runners are comfortable enough. I know I've seen them do Palace of Darkness in the dark, so
Oh man,
will we see a
Turtle
lampless
Rock.
seed?
That one Turtle Rock room in the dark would be not very pleasant.
Yeah, if you have a really good grasp of the pattern and how it feels, you might be able to do it. But that would be tough.
There's no telling where you are really. It's literally just a dotted line in the ground.
With the shadow on it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do South Dark World check. Oh, the lamp.
Oh
All right. That actually doesn't help Xirtanul that much.
no, it does not. It's actually, yeah, no, that's not a good. That doesn't help him. He needs to. I guess he doesn't need to get up to Turtle Rock yet. He doesn't need that bow yet, but he's gonna need it very soon.
He needs to catch a break with the fire rod. Because
Yeah.
even if the fire rod was there, it wouldn't help Xirtanul, because Zaen is certainly heading to that dungeon next.
Exactly. He needs it to be somewhere that Zaen may not check for some time. Like something like Catfish would be somewhere that could help Xirtanul. It needs to be kind of a more trolly location. Maybe any of the mirror ledge locations. Something like that Zaen may not check for some time.
The most evil place would be in Hera's basement.
That is true. That would be pretty evil, especially having to get
shut that. A little surprised he's not hitting the frog right now. Well, maybe he wants to hit it and then on his way out.
Yeah, maybe just kind of gonna couple it up entirely with the purple chest. Kind of figured you'd pick it up at least, turn it in on your way up into the Village of Outcasts and Thieves Town area. So, interesting decision, but I'm sure they know what they're doing.
Zaen has 666 rupees.
Well, that's interesting. Oh, Xirtanul heading back into Desert. All right, so what is there going to be our final item inside of Desert?
And the Dark Lord not helping out in the treasure room, the treasure game room.
Nope. All right, so Xirtanul will be finishing up Desert Palace here. They have everything they need to do that. We know that Swamp Palace needs to be their next play. There is a lot of items in there, and some really important items. And then, of course, Zaen is going into Thieves Town and will be getting their Cane of Samaria soon. Otherwise,
They will also be getting their lamp from the big key chest. The big chest, not the big key chest.
I can't imagine them skipping that out. They do have Hammer in their inventory, so definitely see them checking that as we get the big key on Xirtanul's side.
Oh man, Xert passed the bow on Spiral Cave, and that's I don't know when he's gonna go back there.
Yeah, he was the first person on into the Death Mountain area. Could have checked it and never did. Instead of going to Spiral Cave after finishing up Tower of Hera, they went and did Spike Cave. Impressively enough, with 6 hearts and no safety defensive item in that respect. So, but not heading to Spiral Cave, having that bow, that's a big miss on Xirtanul's side.
Just the red rupee in the big chest of Desert Palace. While we're kind of backtracking a little bit, want to mention that we have a couple of tournaments coming up. First of all, the Key Sanity tournament starting in January. That is for our Key Sanity mode of Link to the Past Randomized. As well, we have the any percent no major glitches standard tournament. Signups are closing fast.
Yep, they are taking a limited number of participants in both of those tournaments, and the Key Sanity will be a 5-round, I believe, Swiss, followed by top 4 only advancing.
Yes, a 2-round single elimination.
2-round single elimination, and the NMG tournament will be a group stage followed by bracket stage.
I believe first come, first served. 128 people. I believe they already have over 100, so sign up quick. And make sure you have a personal best recorded, otherwise you may get bumped.
You have until March, I want to say 18th for that. March 18th, right towards the end of March.
Be sure all that will be streamed out on the Speed Gaming channel, the No Major Glitches channel. You'll see the very best Link to the Past players, including Zelda, who has definitely signed up.
Some amazing. If you're a fan of execution being the determining factor in races, NMG is all about execution, and there will be some amazing execution on display in that tournament. So that will be exciting to keep an eye out
on. Zaen does know about the ice rod, chat. He did definitely see it.
Yes, both runners definitely know Ice Rod is on Lake Hylia Island. They, with their flippers, both runners have been up through Hobo area, so definitely information they both have. And not really going to need it until they need to head to Turtle Rock or decide to head up that way, so no reason to really go out of your way for it at this point.
Small correction, I don't believe Zelda has signed up yet for the any percent. I believe. I'm not... Look it up yourself. It's on the challenge page. Zaen finishing up Thieves Town.
Yeah, both runners having a pretty good boss fight on their respective dungeons. Xirtanul using the hammer on the landmill is pretty well done for the Xirtanul there. All right, so Xirtanul is making the play into Swamp Palace. This is a really good play. They will be getting their, they'll be getting a few fetch quest items in the powder and the mushroom, but they will also be getting the Titan's Mitts, which is on the left side. So really important play for Xirtanul here. They still need to make their way up to Spiral Cave, though.
Are you signing up for any of these tournaments, Sir Lef?
Not either of these. I'm going to sign up for the spring tournament, the upcoming spring randomizer tournament. NMG, I'm nowhere even remotely
really
close
nice bomb
to
jump by
comparable
Zaen.
there.
I'm going to try for the Key Sanity one. Yeah, the NMG one. I am not nearly good enough. I run 100%, not 80%.
Yeah, that's yeah. I would not even come close, but it'll be fun to watch. I'm excited to watch that. So the Key Sanity I've thought about. But I don't. I'm gonna have a busier kind of early spring, late winter, so I don't know if I'd have time to do it. So I haven't decided yet. But running out of options, running out of time to make my decision, so I gotta decide soon.
Oh, no fire rod, so we can't go further into. Well, we're gonna check the one last chest in Skull Woods.
And will they also do a pedestal check as well?
I would bet yes.
Yeah, and now you're also seeing the benefit of having the Cane of Samaria force that room there, just able to blaze right through with that cane makes it so much easier.
With Bombos, there's a shot that if you don't know, the fire rod could be on the pedestal, but Zane's not going to check.
Yes, and that is very true. And not going to check, which we know is going to be a good time save on their part. Now, you just saying Bombos made me think about it. Yeah, Ice Palace is definitely an option at this point, and Fire Rod could be inside of Ice Palace.
Nothing going on at Bumper Cave? Just a little bit of love.
Alright, Zaen will be heading over and be checking the Bonk Rocks, probably King's Tomb, the back of Escape, and Graveyard Ledge. There are a lot of check item locations for Zaen over right
I
now.
believe Zaen has checked the back of Escape, has he not?
No, they wanted to, but because they did not have a key, they were not
Oh,
able to
yeah.
progress past the dark
Yep.
sewers. They got the silvers inside of dark sewers, and we're not able to progress past that. So this will be a lot of location checks right here.
See, is this the Fire Rod? Nope. Just the Boomerang.
Which is the first boomerang we have seen. Have not seen either the red, and that was our, well, I was about to say we didn't see the blue, but that is our blue boomerang. Have not seen the red one. All right, what does the King's Tomb hold for us? As Xirtanul picks up their Titansmith's going to be happy to find that. We get just 20 rupees inside the
Big
King's
20.
Tomb.
Yeah, this seat is getting a little funky with the Fire Rod here.
Yes, it is. And does Zaen remember they have not checked the back of Escape? Does not look like it. They are going to head on over probably to Catfish
Yes.
and then to Pod area. Oh, smart. Going to turn in their mushroom on their way with that
Good
mirror.
idea.
Very effective.
We actually have not had a Zora check yet.
We have not.
Either.
Xirtanul went up there, went to the Waterfall Ferry, and it was there was nothing there. Neither runner had enough money early on to be able to check Zora's.
Nope.
So
And Zaen is going to do Catfish and has not done very many of those checks, so I believe he's going to do Zora as well.
I believe they did do Waterfall. That's where our book was, if I'm not
Oh yes, they
mistaken.
did check Waterfall, but Zaen never even walked into Zora's lair to see the ledge.
Correct. So we didn't have enough money, so there's like whatever left. And let's see what the Catfish holds today.
Zaen is definitely heading to Zora's after this.
Yeah, got that mirror out, getting ready to head up that way. It's really, really good efficient routing for Zaen on this, and just 20 rupees from the Catfish. Are we gonna get 20 more from Zora? I think so.
Could the Fire Rod be in the Fat Fairy Cave?
It could. No, it couldn't. Turtle Rock.
Turtle Rock has a major crystal.
Yep. Turtle Rock and Eastern, so yeah, definitely not. Cannot be Fire Rod in the Fat Fairy. Well,
Hey, leaving the 300 rupees on the table.
that's I mean, 300 is better than 5 or a bomb upgrade that you usually get from Zora.
Yeah, but if you don't pick it up, you get nothing.
This is true. At this point, it's not really important. They've done all of their checks that would require monies besides
Yeah,
Kiki and Pod.
These guys have enough hearts where they don't need to try to buy potions or anything.
Yeah, and with Blue Melon, especially having silvers for Zaen, probably not too worried about Ganon at this point.
Oh, and the shovel.
Our final fetch quest. So far, none of the fetch quests. Well, we've only seen Mushroom House. We've not seen anything important from fetch quests, though.
I believe. No, Zane's just gonna fly out of here. I thought we were gonna get a basement check.
Yeah, just using the, if you want to heal up, get the full heart, that is the fastest check if you're going to fly out. So definitely an efficient way to go about it. And it looks like Xirtanul is going to go get their ice rod, which it's not, you kind of mentioned this after Zaen had finished Swamp, that this would be an ideal opportunity to pick it up, even though it's not necessarily required to head to get it yet, since you don't have access to Turtle Rock.
And the red mail in the Cave of Mire Cave and Blue Potion.
Ah,
Definitely probably don't need money anymore.
that's Matt makes that decision to go get the. Oh, Xirtanul is. Are they going to make the play on Spiral Cave? Oh!
Oh, he's stuck on a dead rock!
Oh my gosh!
Zaen going to go wrap up Desert Palace. It's a good time to do that.
Yeah, able to route that in with the Mire check.
Those dead rocks are the most annoying thing in this game.
Oh man. They are so annoying. And I cannot remember. I think there might be one more item on the Armos Knights in the Eastern Palace. Somebody in chat asking.
Yes, I think so.
I think there was one more in there. And Xirtanul making the play into Turtle Rock. It looks like, and
he's
also
still not
Hookshot
checking
Cave.
Spiral Cave.
They might check it after doing Hookshot Cave. That would be my hope. Xirtanul needs to head there and soon, just to get that, so they know where an item is. They're no longer looking for that bow.
Over 2,000 active viewers right now. Hello, everybody. This is the final game of the secondary finals.
Yeah, for anybody just joining us, that is, as Ridley Dragon just said, this is our final game, third game between Xirtanul and Zaen. They've done all three today, so that's major props to them for gutting it out and giving us all a great show. And if you have enjoyed what you've been watching and enjoyed what you're seeing, please give our runners a follow. They are quite proficient at doing these randomizers, as they have made it this far in this tournament, so definitely give these guys a follow.
Also, give the Speed Gaming a subscription or some bits. Please support Speed Gaming. They enable tournaments like this.
Yeah, without the support, these types of things would be really, really difficult to pull off. The community around it has been fantastic. It's been a pleasure to be a part of and be involved in. Ooh, nothing in Hookshot Cave. Does Xirtanul go and check Spiral Cave, or do they head into Turtle Rock right now?
They're going to go to Turtle Rock.
Oh man, they don't need the bow for this, so it's not terrible. And we're gonna find out very quickly if it is fire rod locked or not. So if there is a key in this first chest on the left, Xirtanul will be able to continue. If it is not a key, they will have to leave the dungeon, which may or may not be a good thing. It'll be interesting to see what this item is.
I'm not ignoring you, Fat Man's Panda. Don't worry.
So with that key, Xirtanul is going to continue on into the Turtle Rock. And this could be a very, very big play. If Fire Rod is in here, how long until Zaen heads back this way? With that bow, they're going to go do Pod and likely finish up Eastern, and which is not a bad idea. They have plenty of items there, and okay, maybe not. Maybe they're not doing Pod.
Oh, Xirtanul goes down. It's eaten by the Chain Chomp room.
That room is so tough. And Zaen is doing Pod. They just forgot to take the Dark Portal. So, okay.
In case you're just joining us, the bow was in the Spiral Cave. Xirtanul did not check it.
Yeah, they did not check it, did not get the bow, which for Zaen, fire, which leaves Fire Rod being the last item for Zaen for Go mode, and Xirtanul needing the bow and the Fire Rod for Go mode.
Oh, Xirtanul dying again!
Oh man.
This is tilt.
Oh yeah, I feel like after the second death, you're definitely starting to tilt. All those frustrations, sword slashes. Oh man, gotta be feeling it now. Those nerves. Game 3, everything's on the line right now.
Very, very big lead for Zaen at this point.
Yeah, and with that small key inside of Palace of Darkness, if Xirtanul does not go get the book or the bow, excuse me, in Spiral Cave, they might go to Pod and find it not being bow locked and continue on in there, which would be a very bad decision on their part.
Yeah, we don't know. Pod could totally be a bust. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, we will see. If we find the Fire Rod inside a Pod, it is definitely really, really bad for Xirtanul. Zaen would have a very big advantage at that point.
Nice powder use.
Very smart.
Ooh, half magic.
Well, that just makes this even nicer for Zaen, giving him even more of a slight advantage. Just kind of adding to that advantage as he goes, getting an item that'll help him go just that much quicker through places.
Man, for Xirtanul, this would be great if the Fire Rod was a Mimic Cave.
Yeah, that is definitely something that would be very, very big for Xirtanul. They need, if Fire Rod is in here, that could be something that would delay Zaen from coming to Turtle Rock for a little while longer than maybe if it had been another item they were looking for, just because they know that, you know, needing Fire Rod is typically required to even do most of Turtle Rock, just because of that right side.
Trouble is he's starting to run into a lack of keys, which of course is a symptom of having missed those 2 chests.
That is very true. Alright, what does Mimic Cave hold for us today?
The Fire Rod was in the basement of Pod.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh, that is
That's
so bad.
a very big lead.
Yeah, that lead just, oh man, that lead just extended by a large margin. But Xirtanul is at least making the Spiral Cave play, so they will get their bow. Does this lead them to Palace of Darkness? If it does, they might still have a chance. But they are looking at Silverless Master Sword Ganon at this point. And that is not an enticing fight. All right, they're making the play. They are going to Palace of Darkness. Okay, so this isn't terrible. This isn't terrible. All right, so just to catch anybody up that may be just joining us, Zaen is in go mode. They got their Fire Rod in Palace of Darkness basement, and they got Bow in Spiral Cave, which was well before Xirtanul did, though Xirtanul was in Death Mountain just before Zaen was, and also Zaen having the silvers, which were in dark sewers. They got a really late lamp. Xirtanul never went and checked the dark sewers, so Zaen has not only a slight time advantage, they also have an item advantage with those silvers. So it'll be interesting to see if Xirtanul can make up any time, but they're looking at a Master Sword Silverless Ganon versus a Master Sword Silver Ganon at this moment with their current equipment. And yes, Ice Rod is on Lake Hylia Island, so I did slightly misspeak. Zaen is not necessarily in Go mode until he picks that up, but he does know where that Ice Rod is, so his knowledge is Go mode, and they are going to go pick that up.
I think it'll be Go mode in about 30 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. They Go mode they were in, though not without the item. Their knowledge was Go mode, though.
Yep, and here goes Zaen into the island to go pick up the Ice Rod.
Yeah, and he will officially be in Go mode when they pick that up, though. Knowing where your last item is, you're in Go mode at that point.
This is going to be an astoundingly fast time.
Yeah, we are at 1 hour and 6 minutes 5 seconds with an official Go mode for Zaen. That is a really, really quick seat so far for Zaen. Xirtanul won't be too far behind on that Go mode time. They will be shortly getting their Fire Rod as soon as they make it to the back of Palace of Darkness into the U-shaped room with all the rupees. But they still have to finish up Eastern Palace, and then, of course, Skull Woods, which Zaen is heading to now.
Yeah, they're gonna be a full dungeon behind. And Zaen has silvers.
Yeah, that is the biggest advantage in terms of equipment. Just that's going to make, especially with Master Sword, that is going to make loads of difference on that final phase. That is, of course, if they do not pick up a Tempered Sword on their way.
It's still annoying to do a Master Sword with silvers.
Oh yeah, Master Sword is just annoying.
It's not pleasant.
No, it is not. For those who do not know, Master Sword, you need to do spins to do any damage to Ganon. So it is a much slower fight, and you have to do a lot more hits to take Ganon through the phases.
And
so spins,
because you're spinning, you're flying around a lot more, so you might so you have a greater chance of falling into one of those horrible pits.
Yeah, the bounce is real as Xirtanul gets their Fire Rod and is officially in Go mode. But do they not realize it? Does he think he needs another item, or do you think he maybe is hoping for a sword upgrade or silvers?
He's looking for silvers.
Yeah, I think he's probably hoping for both, a sword and silvers. As Zaen does a very nice job on Mothula with that Master Sword, gets the Moth down, and is on to their final dungeon in Turtle Rock.
Remember, you do not need silvers to beat Ganon. It helps a lot.
Yeah, it's a massive time save on that final phase.
Both these guys certainly know how to do silverless Ganon.
Certainly, yes. And yeah, Xirtanul definitely did not forget that he was in Go mode. He was hoping for an item such as silvers or tempered sword to make the rest of this game go much faster for him. Unfortunately, they will not be getting silvers as they were in dark sewers, and at this point, I would be surprised if Xirtanul heads that way.
There's no reason to search there.
Absolutely no reason. It would be a big time waste. Even if it is silvers, that would be a lot of time.
What it might do is Zaen may skip the laser bridge and Xirtanul may not, for instance.
Yeah, that's true. That might be one difference. So yeah, at this moment, Xirtanul is more than a full dungeon behind. They will have to go into Skull Woods and kill Mothula after finishing off the Armos Knights right here. And the Armos Knights fight is going to be slower for them since they don't have those silvers. Once again, those silvers are going to just make everything that much faster for Zaen.
Really nice hook dash there.
Yes, yeah, it was very well done. And even though Xirtanul did not have silvers, did a fantastic job on those Armos Knights with the regular arrows. Very, very well done getting that speed kill. All right, and so this is going to be something that Xirtanul will have to do because they'll have to pick up the keys that they were not able to pick up. And as we know that these were keys since Xirtanul got stuck without the keys. And it looks like Xirtanul forgot that he needed to do Skullwood still, had fluted to 1, but remembered before making it that way, at least before wasting too much more time.
This is Zane's race to lose at this point.
Yeah, Zaen definitely has a pretty large advantage, and even though Xirtanul has finished most of Turtle Rock, it's not going to save him a whole ton of time.
There's still a shot. There still could be execution issues. There still could be... I mean, going the Trinex with this few hearts is never pleasant.
Yeah, and Master Sword Trinex can definitely troll people.
You gotta kind of hammer almost.
Yeah, they at least do have hammers, so they can get that tempered sword damage with the hammer, but you gotta be good, you gotta be accurate. They at least do have half magic, so it won't be terrible. But that is Master Sword, it just sucks on every fight. And to answer Kabbalah, this is a best of 3, so this is the final game of the secondary tournament. Winner goes home with the win. This is it.
This is about a 5 to 7 minute lead for Zaen, I would say.
Yeah, at least, and then you add in the time that the silvers are going to add at the end. It makes it even that much larger.
Match 2 wound up within 30, I believe, 60 seconds of each other. Remember, match 1 was not far apart either, maybe 2 minutes.
Yeah, I think it was about 2 minutes apart on match 1. Match 2 was, I want to say, 53-second difference. So first 2 matches were incredibly close. Could have gone either way. This one, unfortunately, not nearly as close. Zaen has definitely made the better decisions, and that's kind of the way it goes in Randomizer sometimes.
Yep, Zaen in pure go mode is going to skip the big chest, skip in a cave. He's just going to get to the boss as quickly as humanly possible.
Yep, they're comfortable with their equipment that they have, hoping that maybe they get a sword upgraded just in their go mode routing. Not going
boy, Xert is definitely on tilt. He forgot to get a key.
Oh my goodness!
He's gonna see if he can get one here. Nope.
No, he finished Mothula. He is.
Oh, he's checking for really
or silvers. Yeah, Xirtanul got the kill on Mothula.
Huh.
They are really hoping to find silvers and or a sword upgrade. And we know they're not going to be getting silvers.
Nope. Remember, silvers were in the dark room of the escape. I can't imagine him going back there.
Yeah, and now that they're on Death Mountain, that would be really, really weird to change direction and head back towards the sanctuary and for that one chest that is extremely far out of the way.
Here is a difficult Trinex. Oh, he's not. He didn't have the right distance for the hammer, unfortunately.
That is a tough angle to go at with the hammer from above there. You got to be pretty precise. And this is just showing how difficult Master Sword is on this fight.
Zaen getting a little eaten up by Trinex here.
Now keep in mind, Zaen still has his fairy. He did not use it like Xirtanul did in Spike Cave.
He also has a blue potion, I do believe.
Yes,
and a bee.
yes, and a bee. The bee is the most important one.
Golden bee.
Yeah, the golden bee.
All right, so this is a fairy revive.
Nice to have that fairy, but you'd love to be able to hang on to that as long as possible, especially possibly having Master Sword Ganon, but nice to have that for this situation.
Little NHL 94 action going on.
Oh man, that Ice Slick is really causing Zaen some problems right now.
Good spot this time. All right. So let's start setting this up now. There are 22 chests in Lower Gan's Tower. I want you to guess the number of what it is. If you are a supporter or a subscriber, you will be entered into the leaderboard if you get it right.
Yep, get your guesses in. Numbers 1 through 22. Winner will be whoever gets the closest to the actual location of the big key in Ganon's Tower. Once again, to be considered an official winner, you have to be a subscriber or supporter with at least 250 bits. And Zaen is on their way to Ganon's Tower. Will be entering Ganon's Tower before an hour and 20 minutes has passed in this seed. This has definitely been a very fast seed.
Okay, I believe the guesses are now closed. Oh, it's number one!
What? Wow.
At long last, number one comes through. Gotta go get a key.
I'm just gonna go get the key. If there's not one on the chest, get the one right in the next room, and we'll be on their way. Holy cow! Number one.
I guess number one for every seed since I started commentating. Game 3 of the finals. Congratulations, Kova46.
That is crazy.
Zaen picking up a small key on the other side. Again, this is Zane's seed to lose at this point. Zane's championship to lose.
Yeah, he has got a clear advantage at this point. It's over 2 minutes and climbing, and it's going to keep going as Xirtanul is looking for more, potentially an upgrade in a sword or silvers. We know that he could find a sword, but maybe not. You know, I mean, we're not going to get the silvers, but it does not look like they're going to get a sword upgrade. No sword for Xirtanul. That hurts.
Short of multiple drops, Zaen should take this home.
Yeah, and now just because Zaen has those silvers, that does not guarantee they will not struggle on Ganon. Master Sword definitely makes it hard. So this could have some execution mess ups on Ganon, and Xirtanul can catch up. But like you said, it's definitely Xirtanul's race or Zane's race to lose.
Zane, remember, using his fairy on Trianex, so he's got a blue potion. He's going to have to remember to actively use it. I think a little bit of fairy help there, though.
If he's doing what I mean, what I would do in his situation, I would try to save that blue potion for Ganon so you can use it with your cape to go through those first 2 phases as quickly as possible.
Considering you probably are not going to have a better sword than the Master Sword.
Yeah, there's only 4 more chests where a sword upgrade can be for Zain at this point. And
more likely
there
are 2 sword upgrades in the chest you didn't bother opening.
Yeah, most likely.
Really, really, really good play right now from Zain.
Yeah, and Xirtanul has had a really good Trinex fight so far, but he has got to be careful. He does not have that fairy.
He does. I believe he has a blue potion. No, he gets through anyway.
Well done. Gets it. Brought out the cape as a safety instead of using the blue potion. I like the idea. You have magic still. You want to hang on to that blue potion.
Your magic will refill at the end of this fight.
Exactly.
If I were Zain, I would open these chests.
I 100% agree with that, and he is going to. Is there a sword? Oh, only one. Nope. He's only checking one of them.
He's not checking both. All right.
If Zain were to get a tempered sword, that would really, really make this extremely hard for Xirtanul to even have a chance of catching up.
They're having a little bit of trouble with the bubble there.
Yeah, that was the anti-fairy causing a little bit of problems. So Xirtanul is about 4.5 minutes behind Zain going into Ganon's Tower. And with silvers for Zain, that is a long time to have to make up. But no sword upgrade, so will Xirtanul find one?
The meme chest having only that's 20 rupees.
Alright, so Xirtanul about to pick up their smart key and will be heading up the tower.
Zain, meanwhile, getting a nice double on the first Agony shot.
Oh man, Xirtanul really wants an upgrade. They are going.
Oh, they're going to keep going.
Deeper.
Oh boy.
They really need to find Tempered Sword to make this worth it.
Yep.
They are. Oh man.
There's the bug net.
Not what he wants to see. Oh
nope.
Man, does he continue?
And I think that's no. I think that he took that shot with those 4 chests, and he's going to go on.
Not a bad decision. Not too much extra time, but unfortunately, he is. Oh man, he needs a few falls from Zain to be able to catch up. And once again, it's on Xirtanul's side, we're seeing the difference that Silvers makes. Even just something so simple as 2 shots of these mimics. It's just, oh man. Silvers make life so much easier.
Zain needs to be careful. Zain doesn't have a fairy.
No, he does not. He's playing life on the edge.
A little brave.
There
okay.
Yep, he burned as many hearts as he could. He's going to use his cape, burn it all the way through, getting as much damage as he can. And then likely we'll see him pop that blue potion. And we do see him pushing it to the 3rd phase, though. So it gets a lot easier. Well, I shouldn't say a lot, but it gets easier from here.
It's still possible to spiral off into a pit, and this is getting close enough where that might matter.
Yeah, as you see right there, Zaen bouncing so far away from Ganon with those spins. So you got to be really careful where you spin to hit him. All right, so Zaen has made it to the 4th phase. All it is 4 arrow hits, but he does have to freeze him with spins. So that is where the challenge lies.
That's 1 hit. That's 2. Did not get the torch glitch. Here's number 3. Can't really get a double here.
Yeah, won't be able to double on that one, but setting up nicely to be able to get the final hit here.
That
was very well done.
We'll do it unless he falls right now. Zaen is your champion. And we are at a good game. GG, everybody. Congratulations to Zaen. Your secondary tournament fall 2017 open mode champion.
That is our champion, Zaen. He does finish in first place with a time of 1 hour, 25 minutes, and 36 seconds, which is also a personal best for Zaen in an official SRL race by over 12 seconds. Or 12 minutes,
12 minutes clear on a personal best on game 3 of the finals of a tournament.
If you're going to have a PB, that is a time to have it. Well done for Zaen, and congratulations on winning the Link to the Past Zelda Randomizer secondary tournament. Congratulations.
Xirtanul is going to close out.
And once again, this is in no way takes away from anything that Xirtanul has done. He has had a phenomenal tournament. Having made it this far is spectacular and amazing in its own right. Unfortunately, one of these magnificent runners did have to lose this race. It's sad to see, but that's the way it goes in tournaments.
Zaen, by the way, coming back from 1-0 down. Coming back from behind in game 2.
Yeah, he did lose that first game, so well done for Zaen getting 2 wins in a row.
Pretty far behind in game 2, remember?
Yeah, they're just again that decision made one decision that paid off really well for him. Specifically, that land mollusk getting the hook shot. It's how it works. You get lucky sometimes.
Yes, and they will. In case you are not aware, they will both be in the main tournament next time, along with the semifinalists.
Aaron Doby and Dude also qualified for the main tournament by getting into the 3rd and 4th place in this tournament. So GG's to all 4 of them, and congratulations on making it that far. It has been a fantastic tournament to watch and see all these new runners. And for anybody that may have watched the spring tournament last year, the community exploded over the summer and grew massively from the spring tournament to the fall tournament.
And we're about to be featured on AGDQ as the Saturday night at 8 p.m. I believe that's going to make this community much bigger again.
Yeah, and that'll be right before the spring tournament starts, so can't imagine we'll have it'll be interesting to see if they limit how many people can enter a secondary tournament. I'm not sure if they thought about that yet. And yes, just as a reminder, the main tournament will be tomorrow. It will be decided tomorrow. Our finals between AJ Neb and Krensoon. AJ Neb holds a 1-game advantage, so that'll be game 2 and possibly 3 tomorrow, which will be followed later in the evening by our finishing of the bronze medal match between JSR 2 Gamers and I just forgot it.
You're in for a treat, guys. You're about to see Master Sword Silverless on the Xirtanul screen. Just need to. We're waiting on. We're going to try to get an interview with our champion Zaen.
He will be joining shortly. And apologies, Amazing Amphros and JSR2 Gamers will be the bronze medal match. I apologize for that. I had it up and apparently closed my page for that. All right, Zaen, welcome to the chat, and GG's, and congratulations on winning the tournament.
Congratulations to our champion, yes.
Thank you, but my heart is just racing. That Trinity fight really got me into some kind of bad thinking that I would choke the run because of that. Luckily I didn't. But I'm really glad I actually made it in the third run.
Well, you know, the difference was that you wound up checking Spiral Cave way earlier than Xirtanul did.
Yes. They had silvers, right?
No, that was where the bow was.
Bow.
Silvers were dark sewers.
Xirtanul still has not gotten the silvers.
Oh yeah, dark silvers, yeah, right. I couldn't remember that reveal.
You went in there right after heading into the front of Escape. Xirtanul never did go in there, and with how late the lamp was, he was never really in the area to ever go check that area again, and so he never picked up silvers.
Yeah, makes sense. Lamp in was, I think, Thieves Town? Big chest? Yeah, makes sense to
Yes,
go back.
yes.
Yeah, I just went through the Dark Escape at the beginning, so it really paid off.
Xirtanul getting the torch glitch at least. Remember, he has 24 spins to begin at this point.
It is brutal, and the torch glitch is nice when you have silvers, but it is almost crucial to get it. It's like, if you don't get it, this fight is so much harder without that torch glitch. But gets it and does that. So, back to you, Zaen. How are you feeling? You got that win. What are you thinking?
I am pretty happy that I won. After the first game, that just because of Ice Palace. Then the second game was really close. I thought I would lose the second game because I couldn't find the hook shot. And I found
You
I
don't
felt
understand
really
how close it was. You were actually a solid 4 or 5 minutes behind at one point.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just really glad that I won the third game.
Yeah, that is definitely, come from behind victory in this series. So that's, I'm sure your heart was racing after the first game, got you a little bit more stress going into that second game.
Yeah, definitely.
In case you're just joining us
Especially in the third game.
and you don't know about this glitch, there's something called the torch glitch. If you can light that first torch before the second torch goes out, the second torch will never ever go out.
Yeah, which makes what Xirtanul doing right now without silvers significantly easier. You can get far more hits in per torch cycle. You only have to worry about lighting one of them each time. So, Zaen, is it Zaen or is it Zaen?
It doesn't have a right pronunciation. I just
Xirtanul getting it on the first try.
Burns all of his lamp out as Xirtanul does finish. Zaen, I did want to ask you. So you won this tournament, and are you going to be participating in any of the other tournaments before the spring? And also with that, how are you looking forward to it? How are you feeling looking forward to the spring tournament now that you are qualified and automatically qualified for that main tournament?
I only know about the Key Sanity that's coming up soon, I believe. And
yeah,
I'm
there's
not
the
sure
Key
if I will
Sanity
join it
and an
because
NMG.
I haven't done that many Key Sanity runs so far. But maybe, I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. But I'm really looking forward to the spring tournament. Gonna be pretty interesting.
Yeah, it'll definitely be pretty exciting. And so once again, GG's to Xirtanul, finishing in second place with a time of 1 hour, 33 minutes, and 25 seconds. And he will be joining us shortly to join us on this interview. welcome Xirtanul and GG's. Unfortunately, we're not able to get the victory, but well, congratulations on making it this far, though. But pretty impressive run.
I just have to say massive congrats to Zaen. You have a well-deserved victory, and I'm just really proud to be in the finals. So.
Yeah, GG again. It was a really close race at the end.
Taking a couple questions from the chat. Zane, did you at one point forget that you had the boots?
Yes, in Spiral Cave. I completely forgot about them. Because of the second game where you had no boots whatsoever. I found the boots, was pretty happy about it, but then I just forgot about them. And yeah, I walked through Spiral Cave.
I can't blame you after seed number 3 in a very high stakes position.
Yeah,
I forget my own name.
Yeah, and especially since the previous game it was bootless, so that definitely would add into that forgetting of those.
Yeah, but after Spiral Cave, I remembered what I had the boots and kept using them. But the Spiral Cave was quite slow. Could have been faster.
So yeah, that second race was probably in my mind the race of the tournament. Match number 2, that was incredibly close.
Yeah. The fun part was that both of us were actually thinking that we lost it because, well, we got the hookshot like basically as last item.
Right, but Zaen, you made the decision to go to Desert Palace. I don't know it was a while ago, but if you can remember this, you made the decision to go to Desert Palace before you went to check out some other dungeons. Can you take us through your thinking there at all?
I don't remember what I was thinking back then. I was just searching for the hook shirt and I don't know.
Well, that was the difference in that match.
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy how little decisions here and there can change things. And Xirtanul, I wanted to ask you were actually the first person up Death Mountain, and having got those boots in Death Mountain, I was really surprised that you skipped out on Spiral Cave, and unfortunately ended up being the bow, which was a big item. What did you forget about it, or what was your thought with that?
I was actually thinking, I got a ferry, I can do Spike Cave or I can do Spiral Cave, and well, basically 9 out of 10 times Spike Cave has nothing, so let's just risk it all on that. And then, well, Spike Cave had 300 rupees and Spiral Cave had the bow, which the moment I found that bow, I knew I had lost. Because basically the bow guided you towards Eastern and Pod, and that gave you fire up for go mode.
Yeah, and unfortunately, you probably, had you gone to Spiral Cave earlier, you probably would have been fine. And you weren't all the way behind yet, but having made the Turtle Rock gamble is really, before checking Spiral Cave, is really what hurt you.
Yeah, I had a couple of rough deaths, I think, in Thieves Town and in T-Rock, so I was feeling behind, and I was just continuing to gamble to make up a lot of time. But in the end, it just made me go for wrong decisions. But hey, that's how Rando works. I really can't be mad at that. I mean, in my mind, I played good and Zaen just executed better. So I'm really not mad I lost. Just props to Zaen.
Yeah, and you also had those 2 deaths on the Chain Chomps in Turtle Rock. While it doesn't take too long to get back there, that can be very tilting.
The biggest advantage still, even though it wasn't T-Rock, is that I could still mirror on the Spiral Cave, so I saved a little bit of time in the end.
Any chance you guys are joining us for the 8 p.m. daily race? I think your silence speaks volumes there.
I imagine after 3 races straight in a row, both Xirtanul and Zaen are wanting to take a nice little break. Also, I do.
Yeah, definitely we need a break.
Right?
Also, it's like 1 a.m. for us or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, and then the last 2 times I played the daily at 8 p.m. I thought, well, it's just gonna take 1.5 to 2 hours, and then they throw entrance rando stuff on us for 2.5 to 3 hours. So I think I'm going to skip out on that.
I can't blame you.
Oh, it is swordless.
That's
But-
true.
Tyson said, I'm going to join that one.
Well, I wish you the best of luck with that.
Yeah, good luck with that.
So, congratulations again to Zaen, our champion, and Xirtanul, our runner-up. Congratulations to everybody who participated in this tournament. All our commentators, our runners, our trackers, and our restreamers, especially when those who were not on Speed Gaming, we have another set of channels, a Link to the Past Randomizer. Had a lot of restreaming help for that.
Yeah, big shout outs to everybody behind the scenes for putting this tournament together, making everything flow so smoothly from the beginning of qualifiers all the way into group stages, bracket stages. It's been a joy to be a part of, and it's been a fun tournament to watch, and I look forward to the next major tournament coming up in the springtime, and it's definitely was a joy to be a part of.
Big
Can I
shout out
say
to
one-
the to the mods, especially Christos Owen, Adirondack Rick, in the name of DT, Willard J. Bradley, and anybody else I might be missing right now.
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot more than that, but those are the ones
Yeah.
that I had the most touch with.
Big props to all of them. Zirtanul, you had something you want to say?
Yeah, well, just for the conspiracy theorists, Group Link won over Group Ganon, so it was all destined to be.
Hiei Sakura. Just check it out. It's a huge list. Huge shout out to Vitor for making this, like any of this possible at all.
Big shout out to the randomizer for that. That's all possible.
Vitorp is the head of the randomizer crew. Big shout out to the randomizer crew. This, of course, this would not be doable without any of your hard work and effort. We're all volunteers here.
And also, big shout out to everybody that participated in the race. There was, I believe, 150 people in the secondary tournament. And so for the two of you to make it to the top two and Zaen getting that win, that's a pretty impressive feat right there.
Yeah, it was a really big tournament. I think we had like over 100 entrances or something in the secondary.
150 or so in the secondary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus 100 in the primary. Remember, tomorrow you'll see more of the finals of the primary tournament along with third place match. We have in about an hour the daily race with the sword list, which you'll definitely see all the runners you saw today. Xirtanul and Zaen. Just kidding.
I think even the viewers will have had more than enough from us from one night.
Oh,
we're gonna feature you two on the next daily coming up in about an hour.
Big shout outs to my co-commentator, Sir Laugh a Lot, and to our tracker, Dark Falls 1983. Follow them all on Twitch. Follow Xirtanul and Zaen on Twitch as well. Have some tournaments coming up on Speed Gaming as well in the future. In January, we have our Key Sanity tournament. That is a 5-round Swiss followed by a top 4 single elimination bracket. Signups are open for that, and I believe they're limitless. As well, we have the No Major Glitches 80% tournament for Vanilla Link to the Past. If you don't want to see the chest moved around, that has a hard limit of 128. I believe 100 people signed up. So if you have not signed up, please do so.
Yeah, and signups are running short, so definitely if you want to participate, get in on that. For the NMG, you have to have a PB time. It doesn't have to be a certain time. You just have to have posted a time in NMG to be actually qualified for the NMG tournament. So if you want to participate, sign up and make sure you get a official time for that.
And final thank you to all of our viewers across all of our channels, the 4 Speed Gaming channels, the 4 Link to the Past Randomizer channels, all our subscribers and supporters. This is really Dragon for the secondary tournament. Signing off.
Yeah, and none of this would be possible without viewers. You make it actually happen in the end. And I'll just give Xirtanul and Zaen one last moment if you have anything you'd like to add.
Basically, just a massive, massive shout out to all the admins to have everything being run in such an amazing time. I mean, I'm sure you guys are extremely busy with the amount of races we had. Also, the restreamers that have stepped up for secondary tournaments, so that the viewers were able to get the most rando out of it. And of course, the commentators for not doing this in their spare time and making some really, really memorable moments. And of course, don't forget the trackers. They might just click buttons, but without them, you'll never be able to see who has won.
Oh, the commentators would be completely lost without the trackers. Let's be clear about this.
And Zaen, do you have anything you'd like to add?
No, I can't think of anything right now.
All right, no worries. And once again, I have been Sir Laugh-A-Lot. Do remember the main tournament. We have 5 matches in the main tournament finishing up tomorrow, starting at 1 p.m. with Kransoon and AJ Neb. They will do 3 games back to back as well. And then later that evening, starting at 8 p.m., JSR2 and Amazing Ampharos will have their possibly final 2 games. So tune into those. That'll be the end of the fall tournament. I have been Sir Laugh-A-Lot, and it has been a pleasure being here with you today and being involved in this tournament. Have a good day.
And I've been Ridley Dragon, and it has been an honor to call the finals and all the other matches beforehand. Thank you very much to everybody. Come back in an hour. We have more.